Losing a spouse, 5 decisions you should avoid in the aftermath of loss. Losing a spouse is one of the most heartbreaking and life-altering experiences anyone can go through. It's not just the overwhelming weight of grief, it's the sudden wave of responsibilities and decisions that can feel impossible to face alone. In these moments of sorrow, it's easy to make choices out of pain, loneliness, or pressure from others. However, some decisions made in the haze of grief can lead to long-term regrets, financial strain, and emotional setbacks that make healing even harder. In this video, we'll explore 5 crucial things you should think twice about before saying yes to after losing a spouse. These are mistakes that many widows and widowers unknowingly make, only to realize later that they weren't truly ready. By understanding these pitfalls in advance, you can protect your emotional, financial, and physical well-being during this challenging time. So, stay with me until the end because these insights aren't just about avoiding mistakes, they're about helping you navigate this chapter of your life with clarity, dignity, and the support you deserve. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Benefit Genius, a channel dedicated to providing practical guidance, emotional support, and real-life advice to help you through life's most difficult transitions. Now, let's get started. 1. Making big financial decisions too soon. One of the most common and costly mistakes people make after losing a spouse is rushing into major financial decisions. Suddenly, you're faced with bank accounts, insurance policies, investments, and possibly even the difficult question of whether to keep or sell your home. In the midst of grief, it can feel like taking immediate action will provide a sense of stability or control. But the reality is that grief clouds judgment, and making irreversible financial choices too soon can lead to regrets down the road. The risk of acting too quickly. When emotions are running high, decisions that seem logical in the moment may not be the best for your long-term well-being. Many widows and widowers feel pressured by well-meaning friends, financial advisors, or their own sense of urgency to sell their house, move to a new location, or make large investments. But the months following a loss should be a time of emotional adjustment, not financial risk-taking. A story to consider. Take the case of 74-year-old Margaret. After losing her husband, multiple people advised her to downsize her home immediately. The idea seemed practical: less space to maintain, lower expenses, and a fresh start. Within a few months, she sold the house she had lived in for 40 years and moved into a smaller apartment in a different town. But once the shock of her loss settled, she realized she had made a decision out of panic. She missed her familiar surroundings, her supportive neighbors, and the comfort her home had provided for decades. In hindsight, she wished she had waited longer before making such a significant change. Financial scams and pressure. Another major concern is the risk of financial predators. Many newly widowed individuals become targets for people who see vulnerability as an opportunity. Whether it's unsolicited investment opportunities, high-pressure sales tactics, or even well-intentioned but uninformed advice from friends, it's essential to be cautious. If someone is urging you to sign papers, make a major withdrawal, or invest in something quickly, take a step back. The 1-year rule. Experts often recommend the 1-year rule, waiting at least a year before making any irreversible financial decisions. This allows the initial emotional shock to pass and gives you time to think clearly about what's truly best for your future. Losing a spouse is already one of life's most difficult transitions. The last thing you need is added stress from financial missteps. Take your time, seek trusted guidance, and remember, there's no rush. The best decisions are made with clarity, not grief. 2. Isolating yourself from friends and family. After losing a spouse, it's natural to want time alone. Grief is deeply personal, and sometimes solitude feels like the only way to process the pain. But while taking moments to yourself is important, completely shutting out friends and family can lead to an even deeper sense of loneliness, one that makes healing harder. The hidden danger of isolation. Many people fall into the habit of withdrawing, telling themselves they just need more time. But the truth is, isolation can quickly turn into a pattern that's difficult to break. Studies show that prolonged social isolation can lead to increased feelings of sadness, anxiety, and even physical health decline. It weakens the immune system, increases blood pressure, and can even shorten lifespan. A story to consider. Take the case of 78-year-old Walter. When his wife of 52 years passed away, he stopped answering phone calls, skipped family gatherings, and rarely left the house. He told himself he just wasn't in the mood to talk, that people wouldn't understand his grief, and that being alone was easier. Months passed, and instead of feeling better, he felt worse. His days blurred together, his energy dropped, and even his appetite changed. It wasn't until a neighbor insisted he come over for coffee that something shifted. That one conversation turned into a weekly habit, then a small routine of meeting up with friends. The more he engaged, the lighter he felt, not because the pain disappeared, but because he realized he wasn't alone in carrying it. Small steps to stay connected. The key isn't to force yourself into big social situations before you're ready. It's about taking small steps to stay connected. Answer a phone call. Go for a short walk with a friend. Join a support group or talk to someone who has experienced a similar loss. Staying connected, even in small ways, can help ease the emotional burden and provide a much-needed sense of support. 3. Making major lifestyle changes on a whim. Grief can create a strong urge for change. Some people suddenly feel the need to move, quit the job, or drastically alter their daily routine in an attempt to escape their pain. While these feelings are understandable, acting on them too soon can lead to regret. Instead of making life-altering decisions in the first year, focus on adjusting to your new reality and making changes gradually. 4. Jumping into a new relationship too quickly. Loneliness is one of the hardest parts of losing a spouse, but rushing into a new relationship before you've processed your grief can lead to complications. Healing takes time, and forming a new relationship too soon can sometimes be a way to avoid facing emotions rather than truly moving forward. 5. Neglecting self-care and health. Grief can make it easy to forget about your own well-being. Some people stop eating properly, avoid exercise, or ignore their medical checkups. But taking care of yourself physically is crucial for emotional healing. Try to maintain a routine, eat nutritious meals, and get enough rest. Losing a spouse is incredibly difficult, but avoiding these 5 common mistakes can help you navigate grief with more clarity and stability. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Benefit Genius. We're here to provide support, guidance, and encouragement as you move forward at your own pace. Remember, healing takes time. Be gentle with yourself.